Hello. Happy Thursday. I was like going to say Monday because I always do meeting nights on Mondays, but super excited to have you guys. As everyone's popping in, we are going to be using the chat a lot tonight. And you are going to be able to get some prizes of full-size makeup throughout the event. And we have some special makeup kits to give afterwards. So welcome to learning about what colors are going to look best on you. So let's start with the chat. If you don't know how to use the chat, if you're on your computer on the bottom, it says chat. It'll just pull it up. If you're on your phone, tap, click more, and then I think the chat option will come up. And we want to front. Okay, so where are you joining from? We have women from all over the United States tonight, and we want to, just for even telling us where you're from, girl, you're going to get some entries. So go ahead and put that in the chat. And Texas, I love it. I'm from California. So excited to be hosting this tonight. We have Wisconsin, we have Oregon, we have Los Angeles. Oh my goodness, Arizona. We are going to get all the states. Okay, Arkansas. Wow. Okay, I love it. So just keep putting it in there if I'm missing it. And my next question for you guys is I want you to think about it. And I want you to think about an outfit, a dress, a shirt, that every time you wear it, people give you compliments. Like even out in public, they're like, oh my gosh, your eyes look so pretty. Or, oh my gosh, that shirt looks so good on you. What color is it? What's that one color that everyone is like, red, Carolee says, yellow for Skyla, pink, blue, neon yellow specifically, blue, red, navy. Okay, blue or green. All right, usually black, but I like lavender. I find when we don't know our season or color and we're like, for me, and I'm like, I can't think about it. I'm like, I'll just wear black because that's easy, right? That's what I'm going to. Okay. What about like a lipstick shade? So we're going to learn tonight. Sometimes we just have one because it's one we've been using for years, but what's one that when you put it on, you're like, I feel powerful and everything just feels like I'm in my pretty cells. Like I get lots of compliments. My eyes look brighter. My teeth look whiter. Like what is that color for you? It could be a gloss. It could be a lipstick. But what are those colors? So we're getting reds, plums, mauves. Loving this mauve. Okay. So keep putting that in the chat. Mauves and pinks, unlimited mauves, rosy pink, muted pink. I love the specifics. You guys are doing good with your specifics on colors. That's awesome. Well, this is fun. We've got women all over the country. We've got consultants. We've got guests, and we are going to learn about your seasons tonight. There are 4 different seasons. So just like there are in weather, there are in colors of what make you look better. Okay. So I'm going to be showing lots of images tonight. Tonight is going to be recorded, but I want to lead with the fun value that you're going to get out of tonight. I'm not fully done with it. You'll get a little preview of what you're going to get. So at the end, you're going to want to make sure to fill out a little survey once we've done a quiz and we know your season and all those things, because you are going to get a custom PDF that is your season, that is going to have color swatches for you to go shopping for your clothes. It's going to tell you what nail polish colors look best. It's going to show you what outfit colors might be the best for you. And it's going to have every single color of our Mary Kay makeup, every lipstick, every blush, every eyeshadow on a sheet for you that you would just know, these are my colors. This is a no-brainer. I don't have to think about it. Okay. So I just need to finish a couple things. I was on Canva today for a couple hours and I couldn't finish it all. So I promise you, if you fill that out, we will be emailing you it and texting you a link to yours. But we're going to learn lots tonight. So let's get some vibes going here first. Let's actually know why. Let's know why seasons are important. And we're going to go through a couple slides with that. So first of all, this is giving you a consistent style in your first impression. So this is going to make you feel like you're always put together. Whether you're in casual clothing or you're like dressed up for the ball, you're going to still really feel good. So we're going to really help you to create your signature you look. It's freezing. Come on. The other thing is time and money and frustration. Avoid those mistake purchases. Have you ever gotten on Amazon or gone to the store and you're like, I am just so overwhelmed at all the different things, or like, what if I get that and it just doesn't look good on me, right? So we're going to really help you build a streamlined makeup bag. Thank you. I forgot to say that. We need to start with that. You guys are doing awesome with that. Let me pause this for a second. Melissa, I'm going to have you shoot that up to text the word summer to my phone. So that way we can get you into all of those things in the wheels for product and prizes that we have. So if you guys want to text the word summer to 619-202-8225, it's going to send you a text in about 60 seconds or so, give or take. You're going to get a link to make sure you're entered in for our giveaways throughout the evening. And then you'll also get that last survey that will make sure that we know your season by the end of this, and your email address or your phone number and all those things. Which, by the way, Melissa, can we just double check that there's an email spot in that form as we're speaking tonight? I just realized that we need to make sure of that. So, okay. All right. Thanks, guys. I saw the summers coming through and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to say that part. So confidence, no second guessing, knowing what flatters you. Have you ever put something on and you're like, I look dead, or I look disgusting. Like, this is just not me. I don't feel right. I just feel gross today. That's when you're not in your right color. All right. Fun and connection. It feels like a personality beauty test. You can even just bring it up and be like, I'm a Summer. What are you? Right. So those are some of those reasons. And that's just going back to the first one. So let's do a little vibe check. We're going to show you now in each season. Let me actually take this off. Sorry, let me put this on. All the iPhones are connected, so we have to put the do not disturb so it doesn't talk to me here. So we're going to do a little vibe check to see what you think you are. And you don't have to put this one in the comments because we're going to do a poll. So I'm going to put up some slides. Now in each season, there's 3 different kinds. Now, we're not going to get crazy tonight in which kind you are. That could happen in an individual consultation, but we want to see which category you feel like you're leaning towards. So I'm going to show first just like a vibe of pictures. Then I'm going to show some swatches of colors and different people who are in that season. After that, we're going to put up a poll and we're going to be like, which one do you think? You know what? We should do this before. We should do the poll before, because you might guess yours after you see some. So let's put up that poll actually right now. So do you already know your season? Let's launch that. Go ahead. And you should see a little thing come on your screen, and you're going to have to start answering what you think you are. I'm going to throw this cat out real quick while you guys do that. Awesome. They're coming through. 10 out of the 14, 12 out of 14, 13, 14. Woo! Okay. Oh, well, you guys, I mean, this is fast, but I'm glad you know which winter is. So congratulations. All right. So we have 3 who think they're a summer. We have 5 who are winter, 3 who think they're an autumn, and 3 who think they are a spring. Very cool. Okay, it's kind of like even results there. That's pretty awesome. All right, so let's go through these different vibes here, and then we're going to go into some tones and all those things. Okay, so here, let's make this big. Full screen. Enter full screen. All right, so here we are seeing some different forms of winter. We have a cool winter. We have a dark winter. Okay. And then let me go up. We have a dark autumn. We have a warm autumn. Okay, so we're seeing some different options here. We have also some soft autumn here. Now we're going into summer, some soft summer, cool summer, light summer. These will all be in your kit, by the way, so you can kind of see light spring, warm spring, or bright spring. So as you guys, I'll just kind of flip back through them as you look at them. Is anyone just calling your name that you're like, oh, I love that? And are any of them you're like, I just don't ever love those colors? It was funny, as I was making the guide today, I was like, I really hate making this one sheet because it's the complete opposite of me. I was like, my assistant was in here. I kept going, ew. And she's like, what? I was like, I don't know. I just hate this page. So you're just not connected to those colors. So we're looking at those, but now let's get a deeper look at people next to them. Okay. So that way we can kind of put some faces. with this. So let me make sure to move this down. And then we are going to help with a quiz here. 1 second. Here, I'm just going to delete that out of here. I'm going to have to do them one at a time, I think. So let's do our winters first and see who relates with this. And that way you can maybe see yourself in some of these. So this is going to be a cool color palette. All right. So we're seeing this very cool skin tone. We're seeing very ashy hair, brown hair. You can be blonde in a summer, but this just happens to be this one, right? It's freezing. Okay. A true winter, we're seeing again, lighter eyes, right? Hazel eyes, lighter eyes, gray eyes, blue eyes. So we're going to go through that to figure out, but if anyone's kind of being like, that kind of feels like it looks like me, we have see our blondes here. This would be a soft summer. So maybe more of those muted pastel colors here. Okay. So that's our summer options. Then we have, let me open it up. We have some winter options. So did I get them all? I think I only found dark winter. So we'll just show you the dark winter. So I guess I didn't put them all in here. Let me just double check. I was moving things around quick. Did I miss anyone down here? All right. Okay, so we have dark winter here. So there could be lots of different options of this one, but notice this can handle a lot more contrasting high pigment colors. Not as muted as summer, but we're still staying in the cool undertones. So that would be, and would be more of a warm skin tone, where with summer, you're more of a cool undertone. And we'll go through what those things mean. So that's your winter. And then we're going to go into our autumn. So our autumn, I did have all the 3 options for autumn somehow. I don't know how, some I did and some I didn't, but you're going to see some different people in here. And with this one, we have our dark autumn. So we're looking at very warm skin tones, hair tones, darker colored eyes. We're seeing, again, this golden glow, even if it's a lighter skin tone, a warmth to the skin, leaning towards maybe some red or golden blonde hair. And then again, we're seeing also light eyes can be an option here with some of these. Oh, that's spring. I was like spring. Okay, so we're going to save spring for the other one. So that would be your spring color. And we have one more spring, and then we're going to take a quiz after you guys have gotten to see this. Okay, so where is my spring? That was the light spring and warm spring. We'll pull these 2 up. And then I also want to show darker skin tones. How would you know with dark beige to bronze skin tones, what would that look like? So this would be our light spring color. Okay, so this is again warm undertones in your skin. So winter and summer are going to be cool. Spring and autumn are going to be warm, and we'll kind of go through what that means with that. Now, if you are a darker skin tone, I just want you to be able to see this too, what you might be, because there's so many different ranges in dark skin tone. And so here's some examples. If you are a little bit in the deeper skin tone, what your skin tone might look like if you're autumn, spring, summer, winter. Notice how these are so much more of a cool undertone, and these are so much more of a warm undertone. So let's take a quick quiz to see what we think you are, and then we're going to help you first, before that actually, to understand your undertone really quickly in your skin. This is going to be really important. One of the things that you might want to mark down, because this is going to help you to decide also on your foundation color. Okay, so I have a couple of examples of this. So we're going to first, I'll show you a picture, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. And this will help you to really know which one you are. So this just shows warm, neutral, and cool undertones. So all here from ivory to bronze, that's our warm, neutrals in the middle, and cool is on the right-hand side. So the questions that I would ask you, I want you to imagine that you're going into the sun. And I want you to imagine it's your whole body, not just your face. And I want to ask you, and you can put this into the chat, which one of these things do you do? When you go out into the sun, do you burn and stay burnt? Do you burn first and a couple days later you tan? Or do you tan or you just get deeper? Okay, so if you are a burn and stay burnt, you're a cool undertone. So you're someone who really can't tan that well, rarely does. Okay, you probably look best in silver jewelry, and your veins may look more blue or purple. Neutral girls, you're probably more of a yellow undertone, okay? And you are someone who can go both ways, silver and gold. Your veins may be more blue or green. And warm gals, you look great in golds and bronzes. You have more of an olive undertone. You are someone who rarely burns. Okay, so that is how we're going to decide. So just keep that in mind. You're like, okay, I am a cool, I'm neutral, I'm warm. That's going to be something really important when matching your foundation. The difference. So sometimes when you go to buy a foundation, you see all these different colors, or even in our catalog, you see all these different colors. And people tend to buy by lightness to darkness and not tone. So let me just show you a quick difference of that. My background is being a hairdresser. And so that way you can just kind of understand. This could also be, of course, in foundations, but I'm just going to show you with hair. So with hair, this is showing you lightness to darkness. Okay, so 2, if you've ever gotten your hair colored, is black. 10 goes to light blonde, platinum. This is light to dark. So if you're ever picking shades, especially with Mary Kay, and you're seeing ivory, that's going to be a lighter shade. Beige is going to be more medium to deep. Bronze is going to be darker. So that is your level of depth, right? Now, tones are very different. So that's why we needed to understand your undertone of what looks best for you. So it's not a matter of like, someone was looking at my palette and she goes, oh, because you're using lighter colors. And I was like, it has nothing to do with lightness or darkness. It has to do with the tone. So let me just show you again in hair. This is blonde. There can be a lot of variations of some different blonde, right? Look at even just this top. We're seeing platinum blondes to warm blondes to strawberry blondes to ashy blondes, but they're all lighter hair color. But if we go to darker hair color, we could see lots of different kinds of browns, right? We can see warmer browns, more ashy browns. So that's the same thing with your foundation. You may need to be in an ivory tone, but you're a cool undertone in it. Let me tell you the difference. If you are a warm undertone and you were to put a cool one on, you would look so ashy. If I were to put a warm undertone on me, I would look like an Oompa Loompa. So if you've ever gone and got matched, you get out in the good lighting, which is your car, and you look and you're like, ah, this does not look like my body at all. It was the wrong undertone and possibly too light or too dark. Okay, so let's take your quiz. Let's find out what you are. And we're going to walk you through so you can see your colors and then some pictures of people who are in the right season and who are in the wrong season. Okay, so let me just make sure that I'm up to date with comments. So here we go. Let's kind of zoom in on this first, this top part. Sorry, let me make this bigger for you guys. All right, so we know which one you are now. Now, if you're neutral, if you burn it all, you guys, I would go towards being more of a cool undertone, or based on those answers. So I know if you're like, I said I was neutral. For me, I am a neutral, but since I do have the ability to burn and get pink, I'm going to go towards cool. If you tend to get, tanner faster, I will go towards warm. After that, you need to pick your hair color. So let's make this big. Full screen. Okay, so how this works, let me zoom out a little bit. If you are on the cool side, you would then pick your hair color. For example, I'm brunette. I have light eyes. I'm going to be a summer. For Melissa, she is a cool undertone. She has blonde hair. She has light eyes. She's also a summer. which is wild. And I should pin the both of us because we look dramatically different. We just might be different types of summers. Okay. So as you guys are looking at this, I want you to put which one you are in the chat. Start putting in the chat of which one you are. And I'm so curious if it is different than what you thought. By the way, everyone in my life has told me I'm a winter because I have dark hair. But the difference is I do not have dark eyes. So that is why I lean towards being a summer. So I'm going to keep this up for just a little bit longer so you guys can make sure you all have your one, and then I would write it down. Now, again, you can go to a complete specialist and you can get it down to your contrast and your specialty, and you can do swatches, but this is going to be at least a good enough one, right, to kind of get you to where you need to be. So it's going to get you in the vicinity of where you need to be. Okay, so again, you will get this picture in your PDF, so that way you don't have to guess. Let's see. I'm summer after all. So we base it off of our natural hair color. That's a good question, Sonia. That is a good question. I've asked this question because this is not my natural hair color. I am like dishwater. I'm a totally different color. I've heard different answers. I've heard from some people to go with the current hair color you have, and then I've seen other people that they put something around their hair so you can't see their color at all and just go by undertones and eye color. So because you might be in the wrong, I've seen people in the wrong hair color. I'm like, that hair color doesn't fit you. So you could do it off of your natural and then see if you get the same answer. Summer, Sabrina, are you sad that you're a summer? Is she like devastated? Did you think you were something else? Do we need to have a grief party over your season? Oh no. Okay, she did. What did you think you were? I'm sad I'm a summer too. Terry, did you think you're a winter? I have a feeling. No? What do you think you're autumn? Yes. Okay. I'm going off of my dyed hair. I'm a spring. Winter, definitely. Okay. So everyone thought I'm growing out of my grays. All right. So this is crazy because I thought I was a winter. So I was buying very jewel toned shirts and I would wear them and sometimes just feel like I just don't feel right. Something just kind of feels off. And then when I started buying more muted of those colors, I cannot tell you, this is the dress, why I put it on, of a total summer color. And I went to an event and everybody was stopping me saying, that dress is so beautiful. This is a maxi dress. It was on Amazon. It's the color though that is making my skin and everything look different. Okay. I always go off of autumn colors, gold jewelry. Okay. So we're all mourning our old color that we thought we were. And now we're going to accept the new one. All right. So now I want to show you again why it makes a difference. So I'm going to show you a couple of photos of people in their wrong one versus their right one. And I want you to now see that if you play with this and maybe you book a consultation with your beauty consultant and maybe you get to try some new colors or even buy your signature palette that we've put together, which everything, of course, is 100% money back guarantee with Mary Kay, that I'm very curious to see how you feel in those new colors or even buy a shirt in your new colors. So here we go. Here are some examples of wrong color. Look at her face. It looks more kind of dull. It looks not as bright. Her hair looks kind of just not as fresh and bright. Look at her in her color, how it brings her eyes brighter. Her lips look brighter. Her hair looks blonder. Okay. We have this is a transformation with makeup. So she was really using a lot of neutrals, a lot of browns. And then look at this lighter colors on her, this pop of a lip being in a purple versus those browns. Doesn't she look like just more awake? Doesn't she look like she even has less wrinkles? Doesn't her skin tone look more clear? Okay. Then look at her. She probably thought she was in autumn. She was wearing yellow. Look at her in these winter tones. Maybe even summer tones actually with this one as I look at her. Look how much her whole face, look how red she looks in here. Of course, she has makeup on here, but her eyes even look more blue. So we're seeing a good difference here. This is me. Okay, I used to wear browns all the time because I have blue eyes. And so I thought wearing coppers and all those colors made my eyes look bluer. Changing to a summer palette, look at how much different my skin tone looks, my eye color looks, everything looks different. This is my friend Rachel here. She is looking in a lot of autumn colors. Look at this yellow here. Look at these neutrals. Look at her come over to her right color. Look how much brighter green her eyes look, those hazel green eyes. Look at that pop in her face. Doesn't she look even more awake? Okay, so we got to see that makes a big difference. So I'm so curious if you have been using certain colors in the season you thought you were, take a photo. That's your homework. Take a photo in it and then maybe get your color look from your beauty consultant. Maybe go buy a new shirt in your new color. Put them side by side yourself and see if you feel like you see a difference, okay? And again, we can help you with that. So that's some of the differences there. So now about saving time. I've always used neutrals. Now I want to try some color. Yes. Isn't that fun? I tend to too. I'm like black, gray. It stresses me out. I don't want to try color. Everything had stripes on it or animal print because I was like, it's just too overwhelming. I never buy lipstick because I don't know what shade I would look good in. Okay, so here is where we take the guessing work out. We're going to give you a little preview of your guide, but don't forget, you're going to get in your guide later, even clothes suggestions, all your palette color suggestions, so you can even print it out or keep it on your phone. So when you go shopping, you can compare it to stuff. So you don't have to like think about it, okay? So let's go ahead. I want to show you what our normal catalog page of color looks like. And I want you to tell me the feeling that comes over you. If I had to tell you, go pick out all the colors that are right for you. Now, there's nothing wrong. This is everything that we sell as far as colors go, but doesn't it feel like a lot of options? Even if we just focused on lipsticks, you can say any emotion you want. Maybe it's fun for you, or maybe it's like overwhelming, or maybe it's like, I don't know the right one, so I'll just go to Old Faithful, which is my nude. How do you feel if you were to open the catalog and I was to say, okay, go pick out your colors? How would it make you feel? Put it in the chat. This is a page right out of our catalog. Let me open up our chat box here as I'm letting you see it. Overwhelming. I would play with safe glosses. I would take so long trying to decide. I would feel very comfortable. I love it. Sonia probably knows her colors. Yep, nudes with red. Overwhelming. Cindy's face. I love the squiggly eyes. She's like, nah, never mind. I hope I don't pick the wrong ones. Stressed out. Okay. So yes, so semi-mattes. Melinda's like, I like a semi-matte. I want that to stay on, but I hope the color I choose in semi-matte's right. So, all righty. I love this. So we're going to take that guessing game out of the way for you. So that way it's really, really easy. So let me show you what I've put together today for you guys. But before I do that, do you feel like you're understanding now the importance of knowing your season by looking at some of those before and afters? Does it kind of get you excited to lean into yours and see what happens? Sabrina said, I'd be too worried about spending money on something new that I'd go with that. So, okay, so that right there, that Sabrina explains everything we're doing tonight. I want to try something new, but I don't want to waste my money and get the wrong one. So I'll just go with what I always get. And then who looks in their makeup bag and you have 6 lip glosses from 6 different brands and they all basically look like the same shade. You're like, cool. I just keep grabbing the same one. What if we could get you different looks, but in the right colors for you? Okay. So we want to spice it up. We want to have some fun. Some of you are going to probably go in your closet after this. I have been holding myself back to go throw everything away that's not my color. I'm like, I don't have time for that right now. Okay, so here we go. Bill, let me show you how I have separated this out. So All righty. So we have our winter girls. This is every lip gloss, Supreme Hydrating Lipstick, Gel Semi Matte Lipstick, and our Semi Shine. So each one of those categories, we have picked exactly your colors that you can decide. So if you are like, you know what, I want a hydrating lipstick in red, then that would be your color. You know what, I want a berry, but I need more of a matte. You would go between Crushed Berry and Berry Famous. And guess what? You can't go wrong because it's in your colors. It's just a matter of this one's a little darker and this one's a little bit lighter. So we have every lip gloss and lipstick. Hold on, let me make this not full screen so that way I can show you one page at a time. Sorry. Okay, so then we have our winter eyeshadows. So again, there could be much different colors that you use from different brands, but if we are sticking with Mary Kay, these would be specifically the colors within our brand that would be safe to use for a winter gal. We're staying in more of those cool undertones. We have them separated by matte and shimmer, and then what blush colors would be the best for you. Okay, then we have summer. Are we seeing a difference in these tones? Okay, they're a little bit different than the winter. Look, we're leaning towards more of these muted tones, softer colors. The winter, if we go back to that, just so you can see of lipsticks, brighter tones. Okay, they're going to be more intense, bold tones. But both winter and summer are both cool undertones. So if you are a winter or a summer gal, your rule of thumb is I need to find things that have more of a cool undertone. Okay, and then here's our summer eyeshadows and blushes, very similar to winter just because of the amount of choices of eyeshadows that we have at the moment. So that's for you. Look at autumn. Are we such a change? Are we seeing warmth in our autumn colors? So again, you could go, you know what? I need a new gloss. I could choose any one of these in the autumn and it's going to look fabulous on me. Or which would be the best red for me here? Probably red smolder. So those would be your lipsticks in autumn. And then here would be the eyeshadows and blushes you would want to stick to. So we're looking for more of these peach undertones in the blushes. We are looking for more of these golden warm colors in the eyeshadows. So that's going to make you look really beautiful. And then spring, look at this. It's light, it's fresh, it's warm. We have these soft pinks, these corals, these peachy nudes, okay? So those are going to be some of the lipsticks and neutrals that you could choose from in spring. And spring is very similar to the autumn colors as far as the eyeshadows and the blushes. We're just sticking towards more of those warm undertones. So you can build your signature look. Now, I will be making signature looks, neutral ones and bold ones for each season. I've already picked them out. I just didn't have time to make them. But you can also customize your own palette. So if you are like, I need to start over, you would get your perfect palette. You get to choose 6 eyeshadows. So let's just go into this last one here. If you're a spring, you would choose 6 of these eyeshadows that you want to put together. If you're like, I don't know, beauty consultant, help me. I'd be like, okay, let's get you a couple mattes, a couple shimmers. Or if you're like, I'm a matte girl, we'll stick mainly with mattes and maybe just get you a couple of these highlights and shimmer, okay? So you're going to choose 6 eyeshadows. You're going to choose 1 blush. Okay, and that's going to fit on this side. I should have brought a palette so you could see they're magnetic. It all fits in here. So 6 eyeshadows, a blush, and a contour would fit in this palette. If you don't want a contour, you could also do a highlight. You also get to choose an eyeliner, a lipstick, and a lip gloss. So you have a full look. Now with this, you would get a free full-size brush set, free shipping, free tax. So all of it out the door is $165, and you would save $76 to get yourself a whole new color look plus the tools to apply it with, okay? And you can always do Klarna and break it into 4 payments of $83 if you're like, I can't wait, I need to look cute, help me get my new colors, okay? So again, in the packet you're gonna get though, you are gonna get clothes suggestions and nail color suggestions and all different kinds of other suggestions along with all those makeup colors. All right, so how does it now make you feel, whether it's now or later, of when you're ready to go shopping? How does it feel to be like, here's my guide, I don't have to think about it? Like instead of looking at all of those, I could just choose. Did that feel different to see the colors just for you? Sydney says a lot easier. Love it. And while they're putting their comments in the chat, Melissa, let's maybe grab some of the comments that have been in there, and let's maybe do a little giveaway before we transition to a video. More at ease, and I feel like I know what I'm doing. I love it. So we're bringing confidence into it. I guess the only thing I was unsure of was the blush. Love that, Sonia. So she's clear on her colors. And you know what? That's important because sometimes we have like our eyes down and our lips down, and then blush is really important because it's like in the middle of our face. And if it's off and we're doing a warm blush and then cool eyes and cool lips, it can make the whole look now feel off. Blush, same, I feel lost sometimes. I've never used blush for this reason. Okay, I'm feeling confused now. You feel more confused now when you look at those colors? I think peach is my color. Jess, are you an autumn or a spring? Okay. So once you get yours and you know yours, you can have in that packet, you're going to have your quiz to retake it. So you're like, okay, this is what I am. And then here's the colors I get to choose. Summer. Okay, well, there's not a lot of peachy tones in the summer season. But here's the thing. Sometimes we've been using a color for so long, we're kind of attached ourselves to it. Like I have been using a Shy Blush Peach Blush ever since for 13 years in Mary Kay. I love it. I think it's beautiful. But guess what? It's not the perfect color for me. So I went into those colors of this blush and it actually complements my face so much. So I think what's going to happen after our call is, again, we're going to have a goodbye party with some of our colors. We're going to have a little grief party. I'm switching in my head. Your opinion, what season would you say I am? Okay, so Skyla, you're dark colored hair right now. You're a warm undertone and you have, okay, you know what? I don't know if you can be on camera, or what she looks like, but then I could just show you as an example real quick. But if not, I know what she is. Her picture. So she is a warm undertone. She has brunette hair. I think you have dark eyes, so you would be an autumn, which you guys, at the beginning, she said, I like neon yellow. I look good in yellow. Ding, ding, ding. Autumn is great for yellow. So that makes so much sense. Okay. Love that. Okay. Her more dark. Yeah. So dark hair. All righty. So we're going to give away a prize here. She said, that makes me feel better. So again, if you want that individual consultation where you're like, run through, double check me, let's even figure out which version of winter what I am, you're going to have an opportunity to book an individualized session. All right. So, and you know what, Sabrina? Greens, you can find greens in every actual season. It's the tone that we're looking for. So I have some green shirts that are really bright green versus like more emerald or muted greens look better on me. So that's where, let me just show you real quick before we do this prize, what is going to come in your packet here to see the different colors of which is going to look best on you. You will get one of these. Let me make it big screen. So this is like a bright winter. So all of them have greens, okay? But let's really focus on just, for example, these greens in here. Look at the greens in the winter. And then let me go to autumn. Look at this. These are mossy greens. These are earthy greens. Over here, these are cooler greens. These are teal greens. These are blue greens that are going to look best. So see what a difference that makes. We can all wear probably any shade, but it matters which tone that we're wearing it in. So really getting down to the warm or cool is going to make that big of a difference. I think the word tone is what confuses me the most. Okay, so let's go back to this and then I will give one more away. So darkness is going back to the hair. So let's see here who I have on here. Jane has blonde hair. She's a lighter hair tone. Jessie, you have dark hair. You're a darker, I mean, let's say shade. Let's use the word shade. So you are a darker shade. All right. You have dark hair. Jane has light hair. But Jessie and I both have a cool shade of brown, where if we had more red in our brown or undertones or like warmth, we would be a warm brown in that hair. So brown can be all brown. Shade, okay, she's like, so tone is like shade. One is light to dark. So one is light to dark, think white to black, light to dark, okay? Something very light to dark. And one is a tone. Let me see if I can find it with a color. Tone of pink and depth. I'll Google it really quick for you guys so you can kind of get the idea. It's searching. Okay, this is a good example. Let me open this. I think it is. We'll see. So this right here is showing one tone of pink. This is all a cool pink, but this is dark and this is light. So we see this is going from light to dark, but this happens to be all in the same tone. See, and then you can compare these pastel versus these look like versus nature on here, much different tone. So that could be a whole class in itself. Sydney, let's see. Sydney says, I'm a mixture of both. I have warm shades, but also cooler shades in my hair, for example. Okay, so Sydney, your body, do you get tan very easily? No. You burn? You're just a fan of, you can get the self tanner. Okay, she's a summer. I burn and then tan. Okay, so Sydney put a picture of herself in the chat. I'm going to share it with you guys. So that way you can kind of see. So I have a feeling, just because of the picture, you can't tell in this, she looks more of a warm skin tone, but she burns and tans. So she might have probably did a spray tan. She was going somewhere. I do that all the time. Something like that. Okay. So she has light eyes. And she has, I would say, like ashy blonde, like hair, right? Maybe even like ashy brunette. So Sydney, let's look at that quiz really quick. I have all these things up. Sydney, you have light eyes. Yeah, sorry. I just was trying to remember. So she says, I'm a cool undertone. She's in this brunette or blonde. She has light eyes. She's a summer. So don't worry about your tone of hair right now. Just go with, am I blonde, brunette, gray? Am I blonde, brunette, or red? Is going to make the biggest difference in that. And then once you know your season, maybe if you're a golden blonde right now, but you should be more in a cool blonde, then you got to go talk to your hairdresser and say, hey, can you make me look more platinum than golden blonde? And you go have that discussion. Okay, that's what I thought, which was shocked because I thought I was in autumn. I love all the pictures coming through. Okay, I'll do Sabrina's here in a second with the cute baby. And then Melissa, while I'm pulling hers up, let's go ahead and give away a prize. And then we'll pull up that video. I don't know if you have it ready. And also, can you, Sabrina, put in which undertone you felt like you were in your skin? Do you feel like you burn and stay burnt, burn and tan, or just tan? And go ahead, Melissa. Attracted to her. She's talking and it wanted to give her a prize. Okay. To me, with your arms of this picture, and I could be wrong, she looks like she has a cool undertone in her arms to me, because this is of her with makeup on. But I could be wrong. So that was the picture she had put in the chat. So just confirm, maybe I always thought I was more winter, so I've done the dark nudes for days. So, but Sonia, which one were you? Are you a burner or do you just tan when you get in the sun? Or can you develop a tan eventually? You avoid the sun like the plague because you burn. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So with that, and you have blonde hair, and what color are your eyes? I can't tell in that picture. Are they brown or blue? Green. Okay. So this is fascinating. So you thought you were a winter. So based on what she just said, she is a cool undertone. She's kind of in this range of hair. She has light eyes. She's also a summer. Now, look at this picture, by the way. I can't wait for her to try a new red lipstick. This is a very warm red. And I would be so curious to see with her eyes of cooler undertones and blush and not wearing orange. Orange is a summer's, I feel like, worst enemy. So I would love to see the shift for you. That would be so exciting. Okay. I thought you said, oh, I'm sorry, Sabrina. I'm getting the S's mixed up. I was doing Sabrina's the whole time. Okay. Okay, she said, I totally agree with the orange. All right, well, I will hang on after to do more of your guys's in the chat, but we're gonna switch over real quick to get you some more prizes and to fill out that survey so we can make sure to be okay with your time. And this is opening, I guess, a can of worms of just a lot of change where everyone is gonna have to take a deep breath and go, a lot of change is coming into my life. So while we watch that video, this is going to be a little bit about our Mary Kay opportunity. And oh, pictures are coming in. I love it. So we're going to play that. I'm going to go grab my palette to show you how fun it is once you know your colors, how it makes it such a no-brainer. We're going to ask a couple questions about your life and for dreaming. And then we'll close up with that survey. And we have some big makeup kits to give away. So Melissa, go ahead and share that.
I think for a long time, we grew up in a culture where 9 to 5 was the only priority. I think the traditional take work home with you grind is going by the wayside. Allowing people to have more flexibility in their work-life balance is the new normal. My name is Olivia Himmel, and Mary Kay just fits. I grew up in Mason, Michigan. It's outside of East Lansing. My childhood was spent playing outside, reading a lot of books, playing soccer with my brothers. I'm half Japanese. My family came here from Japan, and seeing how they pursued this life in the United States and were able to make something out of nothing, something that I could take a lot of pride in. When I originally started, I was a freshman in college and was just looking for a way to make some extra income. I didn't really do a whole lot with my Mary Kay business, so I just had a few customers here and there, but that's also the beauty of a Mary Kay business, is it can ebb and flow through the different seasons of your life. Once I graduated, I decided to start building my Mary Kay business on nights and weekends. What I love most is the freedom that it allows me in my life. I love my routine, getting up in the morning, doing my Bible study, having my coffee, and then being able to put in a few hours of work in my home office before I head off to the gym every day. Fitness is a huge part of my life. As a former athlete, it was just always something that was ingrained in me. I make product deliveries at that time. I work for a few more hours, following up with clients, booking new appointments, coaching my team. Skincare is always in. Everybody wants to have good skin. The no makeup trend is in right now. When women feel that their skin is healthy and beautiful enough that they can feel confident with less makeup, that's even better. What advice would I give my 18-year-old self? Not to worry so much about the opinions of other people, to really just follow your own gut and your own intuition and God's calling on your life. No matter how it might look to other people, you have to do what you're meant to do. It also allows me the time to invest in my relationships. It just makes you really feel valued. I honestly can't imagine the type of person who I would be if I didn't have the coaches and mentors who I've had in Mary Kay.
Awesome. Okay, you guys. So what we're going to do is I'm going to wrap up with some questions just to help you dream a little bit for your life. Those answers in our comments are going to go into that wheel so we can give away some more prizes. We have some big makeup kits like eye makeup remover and mascara. We have a finishing set of like finishing spray and translucent powder. We have some fun lip glosses to give away. So we're going to do that. And then I promise I will stay on after 2 of the couple people who put theirs in the chat, and I will make sure to answer which one you are. And if anyone wants to stay on and watch me do that, then I will definitely answer those for people. So some quick fun facts about Mary Kay as a brand. That is so important when you are shopping or deciding that this might be for you as a business, is that we've been around for 63 years. We are family owned and family ran. So Mary Kay's grandson actually is our CEO, which is really special because that allows us to keep our faith first, family second, career third of how Mary Kay designed it. So it keeps that culture pure. Another thing that I really love about Mary Kay is that we follow European standards. So we are made in America, we get to support our economy, but we run by all of the things that are banned in Europe, which is over like 1,300 harmful ingredients, where America only bans, I think when I last looked it up, like under 10. Okay, so a lot of time when we're like, my skin's sensitive, or that's going to make me break out, it's because we're using a lot of things made here that have a lot of fillers or harmful things in them. All right, we are a debt-free company, which I think is a big deal after this many years. And here's the other deal. Whenever you're wondering of where you're shopping, or if you were going to ever add something into your life, Mary Kay has been branded as the #1 direct selling brand in skincare and cosmetics in the world, the best selling one 3 years in a row. So it's literally the best. Okay. That comes from the Direct Selling Association, which is a really big deal out of many, many, many direct selling companies to be able to get that. So we're going to go into just a couple categories here where I'm just going to tell you a teeny bit. And then you're going to get to, I'm going to ask you a question and we're going to dream in the chat. Okay. So the first thing that I love about a Mary Kay business is a way to make some extra income. All right. And so I want you to think about your normal job. You might be retired, but in your old job or something like that, you normally trade your hours for money. You trade your time for money. You have to be there. You have to clock in. You have to clock out. What I love about Mary Kay is that you build a network. You build a residual income. So when we sell a product, we make 50%. It comes back to us and people reorder every 3 months. And we can also build a team of women who are selling this product or getting it for themselves. And Mary Kay is going to pay us a commission on that. So what I want to ask you in the chat, let's pretend that your bank account every month had an extra $500 to $2,000 in it. How would your life look different? So put that in the chat. If every month I had an extra $500 to $2,000, or even just got my products half off and didn't have to pay full price, what would that change in your life? So we're getting some of those answers, helping cover medical bills, less stress, vacations, extra money is always helpful. Definitely would help with personal bills, help cover my college tuition, invest, build my own home, buying a house. I love these. Okay, another area as you guys continue to put your answers in the chat is about our time and flexibility. So what I love is that with having something like this, when you are your own boss in a direct selling business, it doesn't mean you necessarily gives you more time right away, but it gives you control over your time. So your work fits around your life instead of the other way around. Have you ever felt like you've been like, all I do is work my life to go to work, but I don't get to actually do the things to enjoy it? And so something I love about this business is I have the flexibility to do it online or in person, but I also have the flexibility of I'm going on a camping trip at the end of September for 2 weeks, and I can literally take my phone and computer on the go. So what would having control over your schedule allow you to do more of? What would having control over your schedule allow you to do more of? And I want you to think of the day to day. Of course, we all want to go on a vacation and all those things, but like, would it allow, how would your morning look different? Would you be able to work out? Would you be able to have quiet time? Would you be able to choose if you're more of a night person or a morning person? Would you be able to pick up your kids? Would you not have to put them in daycare? What would that look like? I love that, putting those answers in the chat. That's awesome. This next section, the 2 more, is the mentorship and community. And so one of the things I'm so grateful for with Mary Kay is that it's so uplifting. There's this collaborative culture. So it's not a competition. It is like people who are assigned to your success to help you and coach you to get to where you want to be, and a sisterhood of women who are like-minded, who like are all extremely helpful. I've found some of the best friends that I've ever met in this business. And I always say you're like the 5 closest people you hang around. So for you, if you had how would it feel to have a mentor in your corner or a whole community cheering you on to your goals? I want you to think about that. When's the last time somebody like checked in on you and was like, how are you doing? How close are you to making your dreams happen? When you forget, let me remind you. Let me guide you there. Let me be your sounding board. Let me not judge you for having a bad day, but be the pick me up. Okay. So I love, that's one of the things that has transformed me the most. And then the last thing is the personal growth. So I really believe that your personal growth precedes your professional growth. And when you enter into something like Mary Kay, what I really didn't imagine to happen, because I already had my own business. And for me, it was like, just have money, just have clients, like that's it. I didn't realize the value that would come with, oh, if my confidence and my self-esteem is higher, I'm going to present myself better in every area. I'm able to have more confidence into talking to new people. If I have better time management, I'm going to be able to balance my life better between my work and my family time. My emotional management, I'm going to have bounce back ability, be able to handle challenges, not be upset or in a victim place all the time. If I'm taught leadership skills, not only can I lead myself, but I can lead others and I can help transform their lives. The gift you get when you get to help another woman pay off a bill, stay home with her babies, have the choice to leave an unhealthy marriage, that gift is wild to be able to give women. So the last question here is, if you could grow in one personal skill right now, would you choose confidence, time management, leadership skills, emotional management? Which one would you choose first? You might be like, I need to grow in all of them, but which one would it be? This is funny that you guys are choosing time management, because you all are getting an entry for our big customer giveaway at the end of the month since you were on here. And if you purchase something, you'll get another entry. And we are bringing in a time management business coach. We're going into that new season. Summer's ending. Some of your kids might be going into school. So Mary Kay or not Mary Kay, she's going to be giving some really powerful tips on time management. So you'll want to be there. So I love, love, love that. Great with that. So I'm going to give you guys some time. If you haven't already, you want to fill out that last survey. And as you guys are filling out that last survey, so we can give away our last 3 prizes, I'm going to match some of those women on here who did that. And we're going to make sure we get all of those entries in. And remember, filling out that last survey, make sure that when I'm done in a day or 2 finishing this guide, you're going to get the one just for yours. And if you're unclear which one you are, just text back the number later, even if you're filling it out now, and be like, I don't know my season, please help me. Or we'll send you all of them, okay? So Carolee, I'm going to pull her picture up that was in the chat just so you guys can see. And I'm going to pull up my quiz next to me so I can kind of follow it here. But Carolee asked what she was, and I'm going to come back to you, Sonia. I have your picture up too. So she is a cool undertone because she burns and then tans. She has blonde hair. She has light eyes. You are a summer girl. You are summer. And isn't this interesting? Because she happens to be at a birthday party or whatever she's doing, and these neon colors are not her friend. She said ignore them, but this is so cool that these are next to her, because I bet if they were like pastel muted, like, you know, bright colors, like her whole picture would look different. So I love that. Okay, let me pull up Sonia. Now, Sonia, in the chat, as you guys are filling that out, it was for your 21st. Girl, have fun. It doesn't matter the color. You're in neon. My last name, Sonia, Goodwin, but it's okay. I'll know. But Sonia, in the chat, can you put if you burn and then tan, or if you just tan? You look kind of warm in your chest. So burn and then tan, full skin tone. It could be neutral. Neutral's really what that is. Burn and stay burnt is like you're for sure cool. Burn and then tan is neutral. I just kind of put you more towards cool if you're able to really burn it all. Going off that chart alone, I thought I was a spring, but if cool, then I'm not that. Okay, I'll help you too. Sonia said burn and then tan. So let me pull up her picture for you guys to see. So she's a really good example of this because she truly is a neutral. And if you look in her chest area, I bet you have the ability, Sonia, and tell me if I'm wrong. Can you get pretty dark once you start building a tan? Let me see that in the comments real quick. Yeah. See, okay. So for her, even though she might burn it first and goes tan, I would choose warm for her. You're seeing almost this olive undertone in her chest there. So I would go for that. So for her, we're going to choose warm undertone. She's kind of in this brunette red, and then she has light eyes. Sonia, you're a spring, ma'am. Did you think you're a spring, or how are you feeling? What do we need to do for you? I knew it. Good. She doesn't need to have therapy afterwards. She's okay. I can wear any color. Okay. Once I tan, I build on that tan over and over. Okay. So, some people like me being more cool, it is going to take me so long to get a tan, but I will eventually. My son, it's never going to happen. He says, I burn and I turn red or pink. So if you're like, I burn the first time because like my skin hasn't been out in the sun in a long time, but then I'm just going to get deeper and deeper and deeper, I would lean towards the warm undertone. Okay. So that's perfect. All right, Melissa, do we have all those surveys in? Yes, she's pulling them together. All right, we're going to give away 3 different fun things. We're gonna give away 1 lip gloss, and then we're gonna give away our makeup kits. And again, please reach out to your beauty consultant. If you're like, I'm having a hard time, please match me. Please do that. We will meet with you to get your colors. And even if you're not ready to purchase your look yet, at least you know, right? You know for the future, and you have your whole guide. That's the right one for you. So Melissa's gonna pull that up in a second. And then if something kind of rang a bell tonight about the Mary Kay opportunity, you can book a dream call, and you would get an extra entry for the big giveaway that we have at the end of this month. So as she is pulling up that, I will show you at the very end what you guys can come to at the end of the month. But let's go ahead and give away 1 more lip gloss. Carolee, she's getting a lip gloss. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Before we do one more, because there's so many questions on what you guys are, let me just pull this one up one more time. This might be helpful. Is there, if you're kind of confused which one you're landing on, do you, maybe looking at the veins would be helpful, or maybe even knowing what jewelry you tend to lean towards that you look better in? So if you are like, I look really good in both, and then you're neutral. But if you're like one or the other, that might help you lean towards one. So we'll make sure to send some of these pictures and things. And then again, we can always connect later. Okay, let's go ahead and give away the last 2 makeup kits. The first one is going to be eye makeup remover and mascara. Della's warm. Awesome. I've always looked good in silver jewelry, but being a neutral, I have to try gold. Yes. Okay, so let's see who's going to get that eye makeup remover and mascara. It is, look at all your names in there, all your participation. Rachel Lorenz, congratulations, girl. We're so excited for you. All right, and then we're going to give away our finishing spray and translucent powder to finish your makeup. Okay, so let's see who's going to win that one. Rachel, you just got the eye makeup remover and mascara. Sydney, she is getting a translucent powder and she's getting a finishing spray. Congratulations, girl. We're so excited for you. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining. I feel like we've learned a lot. If you need to book a personal consultation with your consultant, let us know. But remember too, if you don't want to even have to really think about it, we're going to be able to, in that packet, have 2 signature looks for each season. One that is your neutral everyday look and one that is bold. So then if you're like, I really don't want to even have to pick through all those colors, we're going to have some set ones as well. Okay. So fun to be with you all. I hope you have a beautiful evening and we will all talk soon, and you'll be getting an email/text from me with your guide in the next couple of days. Have a beautiful night, everyone. Bye.